Welcome to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex and today we're taking a look at Demon Turf Neon Splash on the Nintendo Switch. This one, it's a bite-sized follow-up to the original Demon Turf, but at a budget price point. But is it as good as its predecessor, and should this one earn a spot in your library? Well, hit subscribe, join us here on SwitchCorner for reviews and deals near daily, and let's get started. The story here, it follows a Beebz and her friends. They get trapped in what is a neon-tinged and surreal land. Now, where is that location? Inside a painting. You are suckered in the opening moments, and now you must work towards escaping by traversing a number of different levels. It's not a particularly deep story, but it does have a few optional conversations with characters scattered around to kind of develop it further. It's a simple story, but I enjoyed it. It just lets the characters' personalities shine, and it's got a dash of humour and sarcasm that I really do appreciate. Gameplay then, and the big change in this follow-up gun is the combat from the original game, and it sets its sights squarely on what they always did best, that is the platforming. Having such a unique location as well, the surreal just allows them to get extremely creative with the designs and the challenges ahead of you. It packs at its core 10 levels, but then it also introduces what are 10 remixed levels as well, and making for a decent selection when compared to the price points. Do not think this will be a quick one to finish either. I picked it up anticipating, maybe an hour or so of gameplay and done, but I was far from right with that expectation. My warning here, it's extremely challenging. Surviving the levels in the first place is often difficult enough, but then you have challenges as well, and these are often centered around the concept of speedruns, which I found absolutely addictive. To reinforce this statement though, like it's rare I walk away from a game due to a difficulty curve, but this one had me seriously frustrated at points, not in a bad way, that is by design, but I was getting sloppy with my gameplay, and this is an experience that if you do find yourself kind of falling into that trap, it will absolutely punish you. Along the way then as well, each level typically brings its own setting, and they are expertly crafted from the simple, I think more tropical to neon-tinged, almost a cityscapes to an ice level that almost led me to a broken Pro Controller, quite honestly. Of course then we do get character transformations as well. I think the ability to fly, double jump, dash, you can turn into a wheel for speed. Its inputs are extremely simple, but mastering each of these is going to be key. You'll need to leverage all of them. You'll also need to understand how they can work together, for example, maybe a double jump to a dash to, let's say, maybe something else. Perhaps the most unique element of all of this and the game's checkpoint system, I really did enjoy this. There's no markers or flags in game, rather you actually hold up on the D-pad to plant your own flag where you feel it's necessary. I really like this. Sure, you could abuse the system in some ways, but it actually doubles up as an accessibility feature as well. If you don't want maybe as much frustration or challenge, you can use this a bit more frequently. I actually found it particularly useful though when I was about to go for a speed run. What I would do is plant the flag at a specific point just before and then practice till perfect. It's a way of basically facing of maybe a moment that's had you stuck for quite a while. Also, on a note of speedruns, it packs a ton of features in the options accommodating this. Think at a timer for your full run. You can have skipping cutscenes automatically, or even it will automatically restart a level on death. You see, if you head to a checkpoint, the clock does not reset, it continues. It even features fully remappable controls from the options menu itself. Rounding out the gameplay then, we get a photo mode, a whole host of collectibles, final records for example, those are hidden, and then also online leaderboards for the best of the best. Really did like this a lot. At points the platform hitboxes I could say maybe just a little bit off, and I'd feel like I was about to clear a platform edge and I actually hit something, but these moments, that's kind of me reaching there, they were few and far between. The camera as well, it can also get a little bit awkward at points given it's a third-person platformer. It's not all of that often, but if you're in a tighter environment, there's definitely a few of them in here, it could occasionally get a little bit stuck. If the idea of a third-person ultra-challenging platformer though sounds like your thing, this may well be a great place to go. I actually preferred the style with this one as well. I was never all that sold on the combat in the original, and I definitely didn't miss it. Graphically then, we see a return of 3D environments with 2D character designs, and it's as striking as ever. The neon in the title really opens them up for a huge amount of retina burning colours, and I definitely like that. The combination of 2D, 3D, it for sure takes some getting used to from a gameplay perspective, but what I would say there is use Beebz shadow initially to indicate where you will land, and you'll definitely get used to it. The levels are well designed as well. The surreal leads to one situation after another where it feels, just a little bit beyond reality, beyond anything that could truly exist. Think train cars, but here they're flying through the air, which was a particularly memorable moment. Character animations then look great. They are for sure different but stylistic as we platform around these worlds, and the transformations, they are a particular highlight. It also features an RGB split visual, which is what you're seeing on screen today. Now that will not be for everyone, it adds almost a blur effect. The game even warns you it can cause eye strain, but it can also be turned off in the options. The only other thing then for graphics, it packs colorblind options as well. Audio then, and the music, it is stunning. It's panic inducing at times and the tempo is absolutely through the roof, but it's got that kind of old school, chiptune almost by design to it, but with a more modernized sound that leans heavily into kind of think electronic. That music though provides the majority of the background sound here, but it's one of those, sometimes it's so fast you'll make mistakes panicking, which is definitely by design. Sometimes you will love it when you're mostly, successful. And sometimes in the hardest moments of the game, you'll be absolutely fed up with it. That's not the music's fault, you'll just hate your Switch as much as well as you try for the 50th time to overcome something. There's some dialogue in here as well, then it's minor, and Beebz so definitely likes to talk during stages. If that's not going to be for you, it can get a little bit too much honestly when you keep on replaying something, where you can jump into the menus and there's actually a mode to turn dialogue off without impacting any important scenes. So the final verdict, and I thought that this one would be an hour's worth of entertainment given, it's like $5 or your regional equivalent, and I was absolutely wrong. Now sure, look, realistically you could probably overcome the 20 levels in under an hour if you performed perfectly, but realistically, very few will be able to do that. For me, I'd say I'm about the 5-hour mark at this point. I've beat them, but I'm far from all of the collectibles, and I'm definitely far from all of the challenges. It's a bargain of a price point, honestly, and it comes highly recommended from me. It's stylish, it sounds great, and it plays great as well. It won't be for everyone. Again, look, don't let the colours make you think it's easy. It's definitely not, but it's an amazing 9 out of 10 from me today, and I hope to see more of this one in the future. If you played the original then as well, just know it's basically dialing up the platforming challenge while sacrificing the combat. For me, that was fine. For some of you though, maybe that won't be. It's a whole lot cheaper than that first game though, so I really do think this may act as an introduction to this great cast of characters, and I think that's exciting to see. I want to see this game pick up more steam with the audience. Will you be adding this one to the library then, or holding onto that cash? A shout out then to the patrons of the channel who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch, as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.